on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis XLR8, welcoming you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today is day number 5, and that means we're taking a look at the rescueace archetype. Them firefighting boys that are basically just a bunch of giant robot mecha warriors here to fight the fires. Oddly enough, don't have any effects that pertain to beating fire monsters, but who cares? We're swarming the board with our mecha boys, setting up all the spell traps, and we got some Machinas on the side. And we're going to be taking a look at this deck thanks to Mr. Rasha Coldbreath, who asked us to take a look at the rescue aces today. And I've been forgetting to mention this, but if y'all have a deck suggestion for the 100 days, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We're currently on day, I think, it's like day 32, 33... Oh, maybe it's 34 at this point, in terms of the wait list. Unless you have a troll deck, in which case Troll Week's coming up in a few days, and you're welcome to suggest a trolling deck for that too. But regardless, we're going to be taking a look at this deck here on EDO Pro today. We're going to be showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's, what the not what do's, and have ourselves a good time. Of course, if you want the deck list, it'll be down in the description. Hit that one up. And for now, let's get right into the duels, show off exactly what this deck can do. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. And we like to go first with this deck to set things up. That's the thing about rescue aces. They're very much a set things up sort of archetype. Let's... yeah. Potential. Certainly has potential. So we're going to go ahead and use one for one. We're going to get our most important guy. The rescue ace hydrant. This is, without a doubt, one of the most important cards in the deck. He is our searcher of monsters, our defender of life points. He's also the guy who gets impermed the hardest. Let's see. I'll add a monster. Let me think. I have special. So okay, I can still make this work. We're gonna activate alert. Alert! We cannot have this happen. We need to add ourselves a monster. Alert. It gets us a card from our grave, but because we have hydrant, it gets the additional power. I can just add a monster from my deck to my hand. We're going to go ahead and get our rescue ace turbulence. This is the be-all, end-all boss monster of this archetype. Very important monster. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to tribute him out. Tribute summoning? Who's ever heard of that outside of Monarchs? Who's heard of that? But we're going to go ahead and summon another monster. And we should be able to, despite the imperm, do something with this hand. We've got our turbulence, and he's a beefy boy. Once per turn, I can go ahead and set up to 4 rescue ace cards from my deck. We always get the 3 trap cards because they're, they're very important trap cards. As for the last card, there's a lot of things we can do. I can steal my opponent's stuff. I can summon another rescue ace. Since I don't have that many other rescue aces, I'm going to go for a rescue. That way, if my opponent sends something to the grave they're trying to revive or what have you, I can just swipe it from their graveyard. It's pretty neat. And for now, we'll end our turn. We have a nice little setup here. And before the turns even go, we're going to back to the front. Because I do want my rescue ace hydrant on the board. Like I said, he's important. You have him on the board, your traps do additional things. Because if I have my reinforcement... well, reinforcement's not the thing. Extinguish. My opponent has an effect monster, I can destroy it. If I have hydrant, my opponent can't use the effects of those monsters this turn. Discard this card, set a fusion spell. Interesting. I currently have nothing to stop that, so this is Gem Knights. Okay, Gem Knights are a fusion-y bunch. We can certainly do some things. I have stuff to stop those things. What does it do? Add a Gem Knight monster. Yeah, I'm gonna activate containment. Contain the blaze. The rescue, they're all basically like firefighters. Essentially, is how they work. So they have these things that are centered around fighting fires. I mean, yeah, you can see, I can see this Machina-looking dude stopping a fire. Emancipator. Okay. He's got the Emancipator Researcher. Yeah, I don't really want you to do that. Let's say no to that. No research for you. And now that we've used Extinguish on that, even if you revived the Emancipator here, he can't use its effects. He's got Scatter Fusion. However, he can't use the Armadillo for anything like that. Let's see. How does this work? Controls a monster. Using monsters from the deck, you say. Alright. Not super worried about that. I mean, turbulence isn't as big as all these fusions he's got. But at the same time, he only gets one monster. Let's see. Only uses effect. When this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters with this effect. Okay. Fusion a non-rock gem. There are very few of them that are not rock. Most of the fusions are rocks. What do we have? Seraphinite, additional normal summon. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Fusion summon another gem. Alright. I mean, so far I'm fine. He still can't use Gem Armadillo for anything. So he has to use Seraphinite whether he wants to or not. What did you send to the graveyard? Stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Alright, so he's got the Gem Knight Lady Rose Diamond. And I should have hit that, but it's all good. When you play a monster, banish a Gem Knight, target a face-up card opponent controls, destroy it. I can deal with that. My monster's bigger than yours. Crystal Rose, what are you doing? Banish a few, summon this card in defense mode. You. I interrupt your flow, sir. I will be stealing your monster and protecting it from the fire. That's what my monster do. Alright. Alright. I just need to interrupt this guy, because I feel that's the thing about Gem Knights. You give them the chance to, they will fuse out the wazoo and make something huge. Now all I really need is my field spell, because once you get into the field spell, that's when things get even better. Because when you get the field spell, you can recur all your spell traps, like, every turn. Pretty brutal. We got that supply line action. What do we have here? Another fusion. Going into whom? Lapis Lazuli. I see. Okay, that's not too bad. It's just burn damage. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. My opponent's going a lot harder than you'd think. Put to the grave, target a normie in the grave, add it to your hand. Alright. I think the fact that I stopped Gem from being used as material has definitely been pretty dang helpful. Thankfully, though, the only thing you can attack is Crystal Rose. Can't attack Turbulence. You can't attack Hydrant while I have a Turbulence. Or any rescue ace for that matter, so this should be good. He can't use this more than once per turn. Lapis Lazuli, he's just a sitting duck. Squeeze golden. And I still have Reinforce. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. Ooh, Machina Redeployment would be good for later. For now, we're going to use Hydrant's effect. Gonna add ourselves another monster. Where is my sadly limited spell searcher? There you are, Airlifter. Yeah, sadly, after the last ban list, Airlifter got hit to 1, which kind of annoying for this deck, but at the same time understandable, considering the massive amount of recursion we have. Absolutely brutal. Alright, so we're going to go ahead for our Rescue Ace. Let's see. Unaffected, and I'd like to recur it anyway, so we're going to activate Reinforce. Give ourselves a 1,500 point boost. Next, we're going to use Rescue Ace HQ, get back our 3. Get back the 4 cards that really messed up my opponent the most. What is in my grave? I don't want to do that. I'd rather do other things, thank you. Get my cards back and do it again. That's what we do. And I could also get Emergency and get more monsters. How many? I do have a card in the grave, so I'm fine. Yeah, I'd like to keep just screwing with this guy, to be honest. Sometimes that's what you just gotta have to do. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. And I could... Oh, wait, no. What am I talking about? Here's what we're gonna do. Activate Machina Redeployment. I could get Preventer out, but this works too. We're going to get Machina Citadel, and we're going to get... I only have so many discard options at the moment. So many at the moment. Let's just keep it simple. Ruinforce is a nice endgame boss, but I really don't see myself needing it right now. Right now, we're just going to get out of Machina Fortress And if you're wondering why Machina's in this deck, well, I mean, Turbulence clearly has the legs of Machina's Citadel. I have no idea what the lore implication of that is, but it clearly exists. Let's see. I could just pop my opponent's monster now and do more damage. Do I need to do that is the question. I don't think I really need to do that. I'd rather save my trap for later. So let's go ahead and annihilate my opponent's everything. And yeah, he can still use Scatter Fusion. He can still use his like Gem Knight Fusion. This duel's not over by any means. But it's not looking good for the Gem Knight player. I just got all these really annoying things to mess with my opponent. And my monsters do lose their attack because my opponent doesn't have a monster no more. But it's fine. I'm going to attack with the 0-pointer just to let my opponent know I haven't forgot about Hydrant. Hydrant is still here. Alright. So we should be pretty set there. I mean, I'm in a pretty good position. I've got my effect negation, my popping card, my protection. I've got steal my opponent's stuff. Do I want to do that? Nah, I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait. What other non-rock fusions do Gem Knights have? That's a good question. Another Seraphinite, another Rose Diamond. Perhaps. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. Whenever I play Gem Knights, I'm all gung ho for that OTK. That's how I like to play my Gem Knights. But you know, some people like to do other stuff. Let's see. What does this do? Cards use a material. Add a Gem Knight from your grave to your hand, except for itself. Has to be a Gem Knight monster. I guess that means he can get back Lazuli. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say I'd interrupt that. Oh, I guess he was gonna get Brilliant Rose. Or no, it was Lazuli. Oh, I was thinking of interrupting that, but then I was like, nah, he's got two of them, thanks. We'll just add the other one. I'd rather wait. And he's gonna try the Rose again. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep stealing. I'm just gonna keep stealing this Rose. I don't know what it is. I just, for some reason, I know this can... it can change its name and all that good stuff, so it's not the most powerful card, but I don't want my opponent to have it. There's just something in my brain is telling me, don't let him keep the Crystal Rose. I just don't want you to have it. What can I say? Alright, Gem Knight Fusion, yet again. And fusing into what this time, perhaps? Would it be Master Diamond? Would it be Gem Knight Lady Master Diamond? Who knows? Question is, do you have anything that can... Okay, sending those two. Another Lapis Lazuli. Alright. I should probably do something about that. Let's see, this doesn't do anything else right now. I'm gonna extinguish that blaze before it becomes an issue. I don't trust it. No Lapis Lazuli for you. Alright, that ought to be... I don't know if that's game or not, though, because he can still use... Yeah, that's the thing about Gem Knight Fusion. It is infinite. You can use it as often as possible. As long as he's got the Gem Knights, he can keep fusing them Gem Knights. Question is, does he have any fusion that can actually get over this? I don't think Gem Knights have anything that can do that. If he did, he would have done that by now. What are we going to go into this time? Something big. Hey, it's the dude! It's the dude! Alrighty. Let's see. That can attack. Its effects are negated. I mean, it is technically bigger than Turbulence, so I should be cautious about that. But I'm also fine with it. Let's see where this goes. Banish monster. Wait, doesn't that change your name? Name becomes that monster's a plate. Oh, but he can't do that. Because I used Extinguish, he shouldn't be able to use that effect. No, he can't, because never mind. I guess he can do that. Alright. Well, that is my own fault. I guess I should have stopped that after all. I'm sorry. I thought rulings were a thing. Oh, it's the same original name. Of course. Alright, getting back Gemini Fusion again. Alright. Interesting. Using again. My goodness, my dude is going hard. With the burn damage, because that's like the only damage he's managed to do. And my opponent has lost connection. Okay, that's layman terms for a rage quit there. Well, I commend my opponent for putting his whole into that. I mean, I was legit on the edge of my seat thinking, what is this guy trying to do? And he went reasonably hard there. He went very reasonably hard, and the Master Diamond did clinch it for him for a minute. But unfortunately for him, the infinite recursion of the rescue aces was just a little too much for the infinite recursion of Gem Knights. Funnily enough. Just that I have negates and he just has infinite fusions, but not infinite resources for the fusions. So that's a good demonstration of what our deck is trying to do. Get out the turbulence, get out the hydrant, recur the spell traps over and over again. That is what our ideal is to do in this deck. So let's go ahead for duel number 2, try to do it some more. Maybe we'll dip into the extra deck a little bit, but it's really not a big part of this deck. So let's go for duel numero 2. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again and recur the cards again and again. I just need 1 second to finish the text. My buddy Necro is streaming later today, and I just want to let him know that I will be there. Because he needs all the attention. Shout out to Necro Link Kitty. He's a Pokemon streamer, and he tries his best. He may not be the best streamer in the world, but he puts in the effort. Let's see, what do we have for an opening hand here? I never get my spell searcher, do I? No. Normal. Let's see. Normal summon, main phase. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna activate emergency. Allows me to get a rescue ace monster from the deck right away. That's the hard bit about this deck sometimes. You really want to have hydrant and you want to have turbulence on the board at the same time. Sometimes you can get all of it, but sometimes you don't. Gets a trap. That does that. Impulse. That'll get it from my deck, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm sorry, Monitor. I don't need you right now. Monitor! Open the door, Monitor! No one's gonna get... Some people might get that reference there. No, some people might. But yeah, we're gonna activate Turbulence. We'll see where this goes. Ah, the impermanence. Probably should have expected that much, but I had to give it a shot. That's the whole idea of this deck. So we'll go ahead and set a card, and... what is in my grave? Yeah, we'll activate Rescue Ace Preventer. This is basically just a monster. You banish any Rescue Ace card, summon it to the board. And he can target effect monsters and flip them face down. Which doesn't sound that impressive, but it does stuff. It does stuff. Stuff and things. Sometimes that's all you need is stuff and things. Oh. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, that's what we're going to be trying to do. Alright. So the Imperm of Infinitude. It'll stop me from my usual nonsensical nonsense. We'll see where it goes. I mean, I still have Impulse. Nice little boy. Part of, the search engine for getting out our hydrant. My opponent just has to use a monster effect, and then I can distribute this dude from my hand, summon hydrant from the deck. I'll have everything set up. What does this do? I will flip you face down. Will that stop him? I don't think so, but maybe. Doubt it, but maybe. This is a Spright deck. Sprites can be potent. Okay, that actually stopped them for 0.2 of a second. That's actually pretty impressive. Let us start with Turbulence to make sure he's going to work first. Before we do anything else, let's use the Turbulence. I would actually be curious about what the story lore is behind Rescue Aces being old Machinas, or at least Turbulence is. Did Machinas build the Rescue Aces? Are Rescue Aces just an offshoot of Machinas? What about Preventer? What about Impulse? I swear this guy looks familiar, but I can't tell. Same with Intruder. It's a weird thing. They look vaguely familiar as other cards, but I can't place them. Not off the top of my head. What does this guy do again? This guy special summon, add a Spright spell trap. Okay, that was normal summon, so not a big deal. And my opponent is thinking really hard if he wants to use his negate. It's a pretty simple idea, my friend. You either negate me, or you don't. You either let me set 4 cards, or you don't. It's pretty simple like that. It do be that simple like that sometimes. But maybe his negate is very specific. That's the only thing I can think of. It's a very specific thing. Like he has to tribute his Spright jet, and he's wondering, should I do that or should I not? Personally, I would negate turbulence whenever possible, because letting your opponent freely set 4 cards is pretty brutal. Let's see what we're gonna do now. That's only a one. Yeah, that's sadly a once per turn on turbulence. I wish it was not so, but 'tis so. We're gonna go ahead and summon out our hydrant. I usually put him in defense mode just because it's the safest thing to do. Got another imperm? Well, it won't work because you can't imperm hydrant while you have a. Oh. Doesn't have anything in history, so does he? No. Well, that is unfortunate. My rescueace hydrant is now perma-locked to the face-down position. Unfortunate. Let me think. Summoning it to my field would be pretty nice. Wait. Yeah, that was in that zone. Okay, let's activate rescue. Let's get our impulse back. If I can't have all of the things, I'll at least have a chunk of your life points. This guy's got a freaking fire axe. So that tells me he's geared up for action. I was about to say he's violent, but firefighters aren't violent folk. Anyway, let's go ahead and that's what we got. What we got against the Spright player. Okay, so far, all I've seen from the Spright man is a whole bunch of imperms and floodgate trap holes. Ooh, Tri-Brigade, Kit Kat bar. Let's see. Well, this worked pretty good last time, so I'm just going to flip you down again. Book of Moon. And it's funny because he's blue. And Book of Moon is blue. The connections. Perhaps there are. I don't know. He's like shooting steam or like fire extinguisher fluid out of his arms. That's pretty neat. He looks like some sort of. He's like a discount Gundam, but like it's the Gundam you want to see when there's an emergency. I would say. Like Turbulence is a little more intimidating than this dude. This guy looks intimidating at first, but Blue isn't that intimidating. This guy's like a super mega tank. This guy has an axe. This guy's just like Wally, but in fire hydrant form. I imagine you have like in the futuristic city that these guys are from. There's just like a rescueace hydrant like every few blocks. They just every time there's a fire, they'll just like pop up and be like, "Hey, buddies, get over here, put out the fire." That sort of thing. So we'll see. I mean, here's the thing. I flip this face down. My opponent's not doing anything. This either means one, he's really thinking his plays through, which is bad for us, or two, he's really, really pissed and he's getting ready to rage on us. Which is funny because I don't have the what do you call it? I don't have mute opponent on, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on how toxic people are being. But if he wanted to start swearing at me, the only thing I could do to stop him is to put a little black bar there to make saying something not so nice. So yeah, I guess we just gotta wait and see what happens. Alrighty, our third opponent, the fight in third, as we call it. Yeah, the last guy just kind of rage quit, so we're just gonna move on from there. Let's move on from there and go once more to fight them fires. We're going first again. It's nice when we get the ideal thing there. Although, not ideal hand, but we'll make it work. We haven't really done the Machinas too much. It's weird. I thought I was going to need a lot more of the side content to make this deck work, but oddly enough, I guess the heart of the cards is with us today. Machinas have not needed. So let's go for our Hydrant. We'll use his special ability to get us another monster. And what do I want to add? That is a very good question, because I'm going to have to tribute it off. We definitely do not want Airlifter. The boy's at 1. He's all we have. We need other things. We need other cards to do the plays. What we got? Draw Lockbird? No, not yet. Okay. Activate emergency! Roll emergency. Yes, I'm going to shout that out every time, because it's how you got to do it. Get rid of that, and then we will use the power of turbulence. And since we already have reinforce, I get, like, both spells, both traps. That way I can get more things. It'll be neat. Set a whole bunch. Please don't play Harvey's Feather Duster. That would have been a very funny tech card, is to put in Gryphon's Wing in this deck. Never would work, but, you know, it'd be funny as hell. It would be funny as hell to do that. I just don't see a reason to do it. Let's see. I could bring back a I could have gotten the field spell. I should have grabbed Airlifter. Foolishness of my part. It's okay. If I lose just because of that, then I deserve to lose. If not, the next turn I'll just search out Airlifter, summon it, get the field spell, etc., etc., bloody bloody blah. Cyber Dwagon Core. Cyber Spell Trap. Target effect monster. Yeah, let's contain that. Okay, Cyber Dwagons. That could be a tricky one. He has... Not that. I was thinking of something else. Okay, so this is some Cyber Dragons. That is potentially rough. Just for the fact that they are OTK machines. Literally as well as figuratively. They are just massively OTK monsters. Cyber Horizon. Ditch 2 Cybers. Add Dragon or Cybers to get Cybers. Gotcha. I have a Cyber Dragon. The one time I'm not playing Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon in there was a time in my career where I put that guy in every deck that I had a room for it. If I had like one card that I didn't need in the extra, I would just be like, put it in Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, just in case Cyber Dragons. But those days, I don't really need them anymore. But then this sort of thing happens, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I could use that. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, add a Cyber Dark monster. Okay. I was really worried more about machine duplication was the card I was worried about, because machine dupe in Cyber Dragons is pretty nasty. Although the fact this is negated, that's why he probably can't activate the card. Which is good for me, bad for him. Let me see. Normal summon a Cyber Dark immediately. Do the equipment. Gotcha. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Alright, effect monster. I can't destroy the effect monster, though. Okay, here's the plan. Gonna normal summon a Cyber Dark. When he normal summons the Cyber Dark, that's not the Cyber Dark I was expecting, but okay. Cyber Dark Chimera. Discard a spell trap. Okay. I was expecting the other guy, but maybe later. I see. He's really gone. He sees this back row. He does not care about my back row at all. He sees the back row and is like, what back row? I see no back row. I only see victims. Victims of my cyber power. Cyber times for cyber crimes, you say. Alright, power bond it is. Fusing into what, dare I ask? I'm not sure. He can't. This isn't Cyber Dragon at the moment, so he can't make Rampage. Or maybe he can. Maybe he can make something worse. Cyber Dark Ness Dragon. Remind me how this works. Dragon Machine. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Darkness, but you're gonna have to go back into the game theory backlogs or some nonsense like that. I ain't handling that. No Cyber Darkness Dragon. I commend you for trying, though. I have to commend the gentleman for trying. But unfortunately for you, that's the thing about rescueace is they are prepared for many eventualities. Yeah. You know what? This is mine now. Kind of a dick move, but I'll do it anyway. This is mine. Oh, do I have a machine? Oh yeah, I do. I forgot. I kind of forgot about the whole machine thing. Oh, I feel like such a jerk today. Oh my lord, I'm just bullying people with this deck. I was not. If I had known this, I would have moved Rescue Aces to Troll Week if I know they could be this trolly. That is so awful. Oh, and he's salty. I'm sorry. Uh, oh, goodness. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Sometimes the plans, they work to perfection and then some. All right, well, let's go ahead for the end screen. We've shown this deck off pretty well, and we're not gonna get better than that. Let's go ahead to the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. So Rescue Ace Machinas went 3-0, doing so much better than I thought they would do. When I was testing, I thought this deck was gonna have so many troubles with consistency and things, because you gotta have the hydrant, you gotta get the turbulence, you gotta have them both on the field at the same time to do stuff. But we did it so frequently. It's just crazy. Crazy. This deck is so much more consistent than you get credit for. It's no wonder they limited airlift, or the thing's busted. If you get this thing in the field spell out early with the turbulence, with the hydrant, you just recur the 4 spell traps every bloody turn. It's insane. And who even cares about the extra? This is just like a bunch of like silly things that you can do. Like, I mean, the Chimera makes you stronger. The Sunlight Wolf adds a card. Heat is the thing. Nightmare Unicorn, Bane. Like, I have all these extra deck monsters that you can make. And yes, I did consider some Synchro Engine, because why not make Lavalval exlord? But you never needed them. Heck, you could have replaced something like Back to the Front with like Pot of Extravagance or something if you want consistency, or I don't know, triple tactics, anything of that nature. But the deck worked phenomenally well. I'm very happy for it, and heck, we got to troll that poor Cyber Dragon player so hard. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, thank you everybody once again for coming by today to watch us the 100 days. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. Let us know that you enjoyed this. Consider subscribing to help the channel grow, because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I can't just have my dog shorts do everything work for me, okay? Gotta do it with this content and other content and all that good stuff. And tomorrow, we're playing the Gen X engine, which is gonna be tricky for me, but I've been practicing. And I won't say I'm perfect at Gen X, but I at least understand how to play it. So we're gonna be taking a look at that. So until next time, everybody, y'all stay safe, y'all stay happy. Till then, y'all take care.